This is in Persona Christi Part 2 video blog. So my imagery, my usage of words all flow from the theological context of my education, both as a child and as an adult. My words developed fine-tuning in my college education that was spent 4 years in the rolling and quite beautiful hills of Missouri at a Benedictine monastery that offered seminary college for young men who wished to be priests. There certainly was like a medieval aura of the place that was like a blanket of fog. It created this air of mystery and wonder that to my young and eager mind was delicious. And I wanted to live in a world where heroes are real and where magic works and where angels dance on the heads of pens and where demons thrust their claws into your shoulders and influence you to do wrong. And I learned in this world that using words, they make these dreams seem real. That fantasies, if you close your eyes just right, feel as real as the chair beneath you. That dreams, when a song of praise vibrates your lips, they seem more powerful than waking. And my words, sometimes only spoken in my mind, were able to craft a fantasy that I didn't feel I ever needed to leave. My entire life up to that point, which was college really, had been crafted around words of prayer. Jesus and Mary, Holy Spirit and God the Father. And those images in my mind, well, they actually became brighter than the images that I could see. As a young man in the late 70s and the early 1980s in the mountains of Colorado, I would explore the pages of books at our local public library that contained references to the mythological gods of the Greeks, the Romans, the Norselands, and I would read books about magic spells and the components necessary to make them actuate, about spirits and demons that on more than one occasion I actually summoned, or well, I tried to summon so that I could control them. And I grew up not believing so much as hoping that the unseen world of myth and legend was real. It was there I formulated my opinion about the world around me. There I wanted to escape the everyday and to discover the world of dragons and demons. I tried so hard to read, understand, and reignite the theologies of mythological worlds, the gods that dwelled in the legends of mystery and time. And yet in all of my explorations as a child, I continued to find no gods, no angels, no demons. I cast spells. I attempted to turn myself into a raven. I tried to make the neighbor boy fall in love with me, and all to no avail. But in the quiet solitude of the little Catholic church, there nestled in the Yampa Valley, high in the Rockies, I found that myth that I was seeking. They are surrounded by adults who believe that the God who is, who was, and who was to come, well, they believe this God came to them every day, in the bread and in the wine. And I realized that maybe, even though I couldn't see it, this God was real. And so I strained my eyes. I strained my heart and my mind and hoped that I would see him too. There, veiled in fermented grape, veiled in unleavened flour. But I never did. But those adults around me, they kept telling me that he could not be seen with the eyes of flesh, but only with the eyes of faith. This legend, the God of Judea, the God who calls each one of us his son, Jesus, was so compelling. And they're nestled in the stories of the Old Testament. There were legends of angels, demons, myth, magic, and power. And these legends, so familiar to my growing mind, resonated with my own secret desire to dwell in a world of fire and magic. And so those legends of the Old Testament and New Testament God, they weren't found on a dusty, rarely accessed shelf in the little public library. They were resting in the hands of the men and the women who raised me. These legends, so mysterious, so powerful, they had to be true. Didn't they?